Hey preppers, this is the Homestead Prepper. This is part 3 of DIY, build your own home without a bank loan. And if you're considering doing that, you're going to need some property. And I want to go over a few things about if you are going to buy some property and put your dream home on it. And one thing around here we wanted to make sure is that we were not in a evacuation zone. We didn't want to build a house and then have it flooded with water and then have to be evacuated from it. We didn't want that. So we made sure that our property was not in a, like I said, an evacuation zone. And the tidal heights and all that, we took that in consideration. We also took in consideration over here around I-4 in 1988, we got some terrible rains, and that interstate was under 3 feet of water. Now they've since corrected that problem, but there's a lot of property around here that was underwater, and you would only find that out by talking to locals that have lived there for a while or went through the area. So like I said, location is key. So check your location, and then likewise, you don't want to buy any property that's 8 or 10 hours away from you, and you only got the nights and weekends to work on it. It's going to make it kind of hard for the logistics of it. You want to see, does it have crime in that area? You may get some property that's really cheap, but it's it's a terrible area. Do you have access to good schools? My wife's big thing is Walmart. She got to have a Walmart. I've got to have a Home Depot or a Lowe's. Check the zoning. Is it zoned for single family dwelling? Do you want cows? Do you want horses? Do you want gardens? Do you want outbuildings? Do you want to have mobile homes on it? You have to ask yourself that. Also check into the deed restrictions. You don't want someone, you don't want to buy your dream property and then somebody parks a 77 Camaro Z28 out there in their front yard. You don't want that. Also, city or county hookup fees, water, sewer, electric. Now, a few years ago, we have a town around here called Brandon, and someone put a commercial building out there on one of the main roads, and then the county wanted $51,000 to hook up sewer to it. Now, I think that's outrageous. This is something you need to check into. Also, if you're getting some property out in the country, and make sure you get a septic tank permit first off, and make sure how many bedrooms you can put on that septic tank on your dream property. We got some property up in the mountains about 3 years ago, and one of the stipulations was to make sure that we could have at least a 3-bedroom home on it. And the county looked at it and said, yeah, you can do 3 bedrooms, but no more. So, check into that. The other thing is purchasing. Now, the property that we're currently on here, we bought that in 1997, and we got a little less than 3 acres, and we paid $15,000 cash for it. We saved up our money, and we looked for a deal, and we found cash, and we liked the location. We're around a major road, and it's very convenient to get around here. Or you can do owner financing. Now, that property I told you about up in the mountains, we bought that 3 years ago, and we didn't have the cash to pay for it, and what we did is we set up owner financing, and which was really a great deal. We gave the guy a down payment, and we went and got a real estate lawyer. So I recommend, if you do any transactions with owners or anybody, any type of property, get a real estate lawyer. Don't get a lawyer who doesn't specialize in that. And I've heard real estate lawyers say that it's cheap money, for a couple $100. You can get set up and you don't get screwed down the road. I think we paid $500 for our lawyer for that property we got a couple years ago. Well worth the investment. Also, you want to get a survey. If the guy's selling 3 acres, make sure you get 3 acres and make sure it is where he says it is. He might have 3 acres, but it might be all in a swamp and underwater. And just the road where it ends, that's the only dry part about the whole thing. So check in, get a survey, and also get a title search. Make sure that the guy's great aunt has a cousin somewhere twice removed, whatever that means, and that they don't have rights to that property that you're buying. So, like I said, just a couple things to check into before you buy some property, and then you're not getting exactly what you hope for. So this is the Homestead Prepper. I hope that helps. Homestead Prepper out.